Just hit a button, Morty, give me a beat!
Oh man, okay, alright,
What's going wrong at Tottenham with Jose Mourinho? So Tottenham are currently sitting anywhere from 10th to 7th depending on when this video gets uploaded, but still they are well off the top 4 race whichever way you look at it. When we delve deeper into the statistics behind this Tottenham side, it doesn't look any more promising either. In terms of expected points, Tottenham are in 12th place below Burnley with 42.56 points at the time of recording, showing that they are actually fortunate to even be as high as 10th, as by this metric they should have 5 less points. But before I go any further, remember to subscribe to the channel and click the bell, and after this video check out some of my other videos which will be linked in the description below. So Tottenham have an expected goals for rate of 43.90, which is actually 10th best in the league, and they have an expected goals against rate of 49.23 goals, ranking at 9th, pretty much proving that Tottenham are no better than a mid-table side this season, and also suggests that their points tallies, if anything, a generous representation of how good or how bad rather they've been this season. Just looking at their recent form, we can see this displayed. They've recorded an XG rate higher than 2 goals in just one of their last 7 games, which was against West Ham. Against Everton they recorded an XG rate of just 0.51, and against Manchester United it was just 0.53, which exemplifies the problem clearly. But the main problem is that Tottenham don't create enough chances to win games. This all stems from Mourinho's conservative style of play, which has faced the same problems at Manchester United and at Chelsea before. Whilst Mourinho was a tactical innovator back in 2004, he has now fallen behind the times to an aggressive pressing style which is now so successful throughout Europe. Mourinho's side don't have a coherent pressing system. Against Everton this was displayed perfectly. The front two look to engage in a high press, but the midfield unit is not high enough up the pitch to man-to-man press Everton's deepest possession block. Lucas Moura should be higher up the field around where the X is, but is in a deep position, making it easy for Michael Keane to move out with the ball and find a pass into midfield from where Davies is able to lay the ball off to Gomez, which allows Everton to beat Tottenham's press. What should be happening is that the front four in a 4-2-3-1 should all be compact, with the wide midfielders cutting off the passing lanes into the midfield and the midfield double pivot tight on Everton's midfielders to allow them to apply pressure as soon as the ball is played into them. The only way I can explain this lack of initiative is Mourinho's fear that the midfield will get caught high up the pitch and leave space in behind that will expose his 2 centre backs. This is consistent throughout his defensive play, as seen here against Manchester United, where his overcautious pressing style leads to Tottenham sitting off and essentially allowing the United centre-backs to dribble forward, pushing the play into Tottenham's half. Just thinking logically, if you are going to continue to allow this to happen, eventually you are going to concede chances, as your whole defensive system is like a game of Jenga, with each player's positioning being a Jenga piece, and if one player, let's say Lo Celso in the midfield double pivot for example, is out of position, not cutting off a passing lane in behind, then like the Jenga tower, the whole structure falls apart, and suddenly your 2 centre backs become exposed. This can obviously happen with any position, a fullback, a centre back, whatever, but the point is if you continuously allow your side to be pinned back into your own half, sooner or later there will be a lapse in concentration or positional error, and this is where your whole game plan can fall apart. Obviously this is still the case for a more offensive style of play, but if you have the ball more often and the opposition have the ball in your half less often, you are less likely, just from a probability point of view, to make an individual mistake that leads to a goal. This is why wherever Mourinho goes there is constant questioning over the quality of his defenders. I don't think Tottenham have a mid-table set of defenders. Davison Sanchez and Toby Alderweireld are both decent top-level centre-backs in my opinion, yet they are ranking mid-table for their expected goals against, which says to me that unless Mourinho has a set of world-class centre-backs in his side will always struggle against top-level opposition because of how his system invites pressure. In terms of going forward, Mourinho's conservative style limits his fullback's progression up the pitch. At Tottenham it's usually only Aurier that advances forward down his side, which means that when the wide attackers move infield into narrow positions, Tottenham's overall system lacks balanced width, which is why Tottenham struggle to break down compact defensive units, as seen with the games against Everton and Sheffield United. Harry Kane has been a player hugely impacted by Mourinho's style of play. In his last 3 seasons before, he had an XG per 90 rate of 0.6, 0.78 and 0.6 again. However, this season it has fallen to 0.44 per 90 minutes, which shows that Harry Kane is getting less goal scoring opportunities, which is why he's scoring less goals as a result. But to me, it's Mourinho's effect on individual players that is the most concerning thing for Tottenham. Tanguy Ndombele arrived at Tottenham as one of the best central midfielders in Europe. At the end of last season, I expected him to end up at Barcelona or Juventus because he stood out significantly in Lyon's midfield, so for Tottenham to get him it was a real coup. Mourinho seems to have sidelined Ndombele and drained all the natural ability out of him, as he did with the likes of Pogba and Martial at Manchester United. If Tottenham want to continue their model of buying in players around 21 to 24 years old and developing them into top class players, then Mourinho isn't the man to take the side forward, as his conservative style of play isn't compatible at the top level of the modern game, and his ability to develop players, particularly young players, is non-existent and will cause the likes of Ndombele, Winks, Davies and Sanchez and Bergwijn to stagnate in their careers. Thank you for watching. I may do a video looking at the type of manager and players Tottenham should look to bring in, so if you want to see that, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on.